This is Match Week. You are joined by myself, Ardi Emini. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you. Welcome back. You are listening top of the hour on WMC Upper Montclair. And this is Match Week! We're back! Inject it into my veins, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we had to take a week off. My apologies. Things happened. But what a week it has been.
What a week.
It was the transfer deadline day last night. We were absolutely enamored by what's been going on. Crazy transfers going left, right, and center. Now, I don't want to talk about the major ones yet, right? Because as soon as we say, people are going to be like, oh, I heard the news, bye. No, I want you to stay in. I want you to listen to Papa when he talks, you know. We're gonna tease you a little bit. We're going to give you a little news here or there. You know, we're going to make you take some time. But, boys, how are you feeling today? Because in studio, I am joined by Luke Cirianni. Say hello.
What's up?
There we go. And I'm also joined by Steven Moncayo.
Hello, guys. Hello.
I feel like these two are just like my unofficial co-host now. I don't know. I mean, like
Basically.
Yeah. Steven's like, "Where's the contract? Where's the contract? Where's Fabrizio? I'm doing a contract extension with Match Week." Man, but no. We here. We're balling. Boys, it has been lights out in regards to news and transfers and stuff like that and what is going on. So we're going to go to the transfer center here, and we're just going to go right into it and break it down. I don't want to go by the most recent. I'm going to go latest. We're going to filter it by league. So let's go include transfers from only 3 months ago, please, not 6 months. Thank you very much. Premier League.
Man, so much has been going on in this transfer window. It's like hard to keep track.
And done. All right, we got all transfers going. I'm just going to scroll. We're going to scroll because we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be breaking down the whole entire transfer window as it's happened. That means a whole month's worth of transfers.
That's insane.
We're going to go in, break it down, go in by team and such. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have all the general transfers here. Luke, I want you to start pulling up transfers by club. And Steven, make sure you're double checking everything with what's it called?
Google.
No, not Google. Transfer mark. There we go. Transfer mark. Right. There we go. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But words are a struggle. All right. So obviously, the biggest one to start off the window was a free transfer, Cristiano Ronaldo to Al Nassr. Right. Boom.
All right.
Went there. That's happened. Then we had Luciao go to West Ham from Sao Paulo. So another Brazilian coming in.
Yeah.
Matheus Cunha from Atletico Madrid to Wolves.
Good signing.
I mean, from there, there's been a couple of contract extensions, stuff like that, blah, blah, whatever. A lot of Man United players finally getting that done. David Datro Fofana for $12 million to Chelsea. Cody Gakpo to PSV. I feel like everyone's forgotten about him already.
He's just
$43 million.
Not what I expected.
I mean, Karius.
He moved?
He's a free agent now. Newcastle got rid of him. Poor Karius. Things will never go his way. I mean, Leeds signed Wolber, right, from Salzburg. And I think it's sort of going towards the sign of the players they're going to get a little bit later on in the transfer window, as we do have breaking news in regards to Leeds and who they signed.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Brentford giving Kevin Schade from Freiburg.
Yeah.
On loan, so we'll see what happens there. Brighton, a few loans. Chelsea again, Benoit Badiashile. And then we also have Jack Butland going to Man United from Crystal Palace.
Forgot about that.
Yep, that's just weird. Just like a third string. Now, Cameron Archer, one of like the young prospering talents from Aston Villa, is going on loan to Middlesbrough. 6-month loan. A little strange if you ask me. I think Villa should be risking sending their youth out. And then, obviously, Orsic to Southampton for only a $6 million fee.
Good transfer.
Great transfer. Andre Santos to Chelsea.
Oof.
His contract's undisclosed at this current time. We don't know how long he's signed for.
Probably like plus 10 years.
Yeah, but the FIFA's new rule, I don't even know if that's allowed anymore. So we'll see. I mean, Chelsea does like to break rules, but that's fine. So he signed for $13 million. And then let's see what else we got here. Big ones. I mean, another contract extension. Bolton. No one cares. I mean, let's be real. No one cares about who's going to Bolton. I'm sorry. Here's the crazy one for just a little tease for our MLS show for tomorrow. We have from Everton goalkeeper Eldin Jakubovic going to LAFC.
Ooh. Yeah, I think they need a new goalie, actually. I think they sold the goalie.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. For them to be signing Jakubovic, I think they know the talent, because like they're not going in for a highly regarded and touted goalkeeper. They're going for someone that's like Premier League experienced a bit, trained in Europe, bring them over to America, see what's happened, right?
Yeah.
So
Still an upgrade, right?
still an upgrade. I mean, it's no knock on the MLS, but having more of that talent coming in is going to prove more to be there for.
Yeah, it's going to make the league stronger.
Yeah. If you want to hear more about that, you can listen to It's Called Soccer tomorrow from what time, boys?
9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Nice. An hour before match week's usual slot. I feel bad for you.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Now, Southampton back in the market again, getting Carlos Alcaraz from Racing Club in Argentina. $14 million.
They're investing a lot in the youth.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, we're going to see a lot more Southampton because I'm going to explain more in a bit.
Okay.
João Felix, obviously, loan. It's an $11 million loan. It's still crazy me paying for the loan somebody. But he is at Chelsea. Obviously starts off with a 3-game ban. Red card. We've seen it all happen. That's been happening, right? On loan for 6 months. Option to buy. Okay. Alex Moreno from Real Betis to Aston Villa.
Left back, right?
Now, he's a left back. I think it is an upgrade for Villa because Luka Dean, I don't think he's the player that he once was at Everton. And he's much more of a dynamic left back in regards to his pace and his versatility of how he's able to move in and out of the position. So it is a solid option to have there.
Yeah.
I mean, now here's, again, another MLS tease. I'm not going to say to what club. If you want to find out, listen tomorrow. It's called Soccer. But Matthias Klitsch from Leeds has gone to an MLS club on a free transfer. Will not say who, but he's gone. And then, of course, Matthias Cunha to Wolves for $52 million.
Man.
So, Wolves, where are you getting that money from? I don't know. You're getting relegated, so it's not a problem. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Wout Weghorst, loan to Man United. Obviously worked out so well already. Has an assist, has a goal to his name. Get at me. Mario Lemina to Wolves from Nice for $7 million. Great option. Used to play for Southampton. Took his time in the league, and now you got to take advantage of him here.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting relegated.
Here's the thing. With the signing that Wolves and everyone has made, I think there's no way you don't get out of relegation now, right? Like, that's the thing for me. And then Leeds signing someone else in Jorginho Ruder. He for $29 million. They got him from Hoffenheim.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Mikhailo Mudryk. $72 million. Initial transfer loan. No add-on, just the transfer loan is $72 million. Still crazy for his age, but $72 million.
Worth it.
He's crazy good.
He is crazy good, from what we've seen already. Now, a certain player from Chicago Fire, I won't say who or to what club, but he's left Chicago Fire for $17 million.
Why don't you say who?
Because I want them to go to It's Called Soccer tomorrow.
We discussed him.
If they have time, right?
If you have time, no call to action.
He's also a Colombian international.
Yeah, I mean, so, like, no call to actions. Oh, Steven's going to be thriving tomorrow. He's going to have a Colombian international, the propaganda going. He's thriving. Nottingham Forest now dipping their toes back into, the transfers. Getting Danilo from Palmeiras for $21 million.
Yeah.
Pablo Sarabia to Wolves for only $5 million. I think it's a great deal.
Solid.
I'm not going to lie. I think it's a phenomenal deal. Just based off, like, money to player return, I think is a really good option. And then, I mean, here's the question I have. So, Gonzalo Guedes, everyone thought he was going to do really well. Starts off at Wolves, a little shaky. Now he's been sent on loan to Benfica.
Man, it's like the agents, man.
I don't...
Like, they just, like, move around the Portuguese players around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
Benfica Wolves.
But, like, if you're Wolves, right, you need every, like, weapon in your arsenal to get you out of that relegation zone. But then you get rid of Gonzalo Guedes.
I mean, they brought in Pablo Sarabia.
Yeah, but Sarabia and like they're not 1-1. They're not the same player.
Yeah.
They're different. You can make the argument for Mateus Cunha if you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I don't know. I would take Pablo Sarabia over Guedes.
No, I agree. For Wolves, you got to keep that whole squad together, right? Because you're competing with the rest of the Prem. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Now, Danny Ings from Aston Villa to West Ham.
That was surprising.
For $12 million. What do you think? West Ham needed a striker. They're really desperate for a striking option. Skamaka has been struggling a bit.
50 on Skamaka, though.
Yeah, he's going to need time, though.
He's a baller.
He is a baller. He's going to need time. But also, Mikel Antonio, he's been a little shaky with injuries, and like he's sort of like been like in and out of the side.
Yeah.
So I think Danny Ings is guaranteed goal scorer. He's going to get you probably 5 goals, especially playing under David Moyes. So we'll see what happens. Chris Wood from Newcastle on loan to Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood's a joke, so I don't know why you're wasting your time. We also have Victor Christensen going from FC Copenhagen to Leicester City. He's a left back for $13 million. Not a bad option.
Not bad.
Now, Leandro Trossard.
Steal.
Brighton to Arsenal for only $25 million.
Steal.
Big deal. Steal.
I don't feel like it. Here's the thing. We're saying steal because of the numbers that get touted lately. But if we're going to talk about what the transfer market should be, this is like a rational price tag. Like, this makes sense. Yeah. Someone with Trossard's value, yes, has some Premier League experience.
So, I mean...
No, but just listen.
Okay.
He's young, has some Premier League experience, known to score some goals. If we're talking about a rational transfer market, $30 million should be the max for him. You should be paying more than that.
Yeah.
Because it was touted of him going for $40, $50 million, and it's like with the market being so exacerbated and also so just so like overpriced and just so diluted. It's like there's no reason for it to be that high of a price tag.
Yeah, that transfer value feels like a couple of years ago, like the normal market that we.
If it was English, it would have been 50, 60.
Yeah, I know that's the problem too.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, feel like that's a steal.
Speaking of English, we have Noni Madueke from PSV Eindhoven going to Chelsea for $36 million.
He's English.
He's English.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. We also have Craig Dawson going from West Ham to Wolves for $3.9 million. Now, Craig Dawson is not the greatest center back of all time.
Yeah.
But Wolves have had center back issues with injuries and such. They let Connor Cody go in the summer, and you've really seen that impact their play a lot in that back line. So bringing in someone that's experienced for only $3.9 million, that's not. Here's the thing, that's a punt I would much rather take for someone like who is Premier League experienced. You're only paying like $4 million. Like, why not?
Yeah.
We also have Jakub Kiowar from Spezia going to Arsenal for $26 million. Center back.
Center back, young.
So we're going to see a recurring theme here of Arsenal really shoring up positions, which is something the point that we made so many times before on the show, and they're finally like listening to us. Yep, we are owed a percentage. Just like, Arsenal, if you've been listening, took our advice, we're owed a percentage, we're owed a cut, plain and simple. Now, City in for a transfer. Maximiliano Perron. They got him from Vélez Sarsfield, and I think that is in Argentina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Argentina.
Yeah, it's Argentina. For $11 million.
Super
Paid
solid.
a little bit over market value, but not bad.
Yeah.
You could tell that they're making future investments.
I mean, look at Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
They know their scouting.
Very good point.
Here's the thing. Now, here's another loan we have finally coming in. From Villarreal, Danjuma. He's going on loan to Tottenham. Now, if there's one position you were to ask me, what is Tottenham struggling with, I would have not said the forward line at all.
No, yeah.
So,
I mean, there is injuries, though.
There is injuries, and I can understand, but that's when you sort of have to, I feel like what's the word I'm trying to think? I feel like that's when you have to just sort of like put all your eggs in one basket and just like go for it instead of, because I feel like they have more defensive problems and more midfield problems than they do attacking problems.
Yeah, I think
like they could suffering from 1 or 2 injuries and having only focusing on one player if the rest of the teams can pick up for it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that defense needs so much help. But
I think just in width-wise, in fullbacks.
Yeah.
Because left wing back,
They're a mess.
I mean,
they had nothing.
They did make a sign.
Here's like they have Jed Spence. They sent him out on loan. We'll tell you where in just a second. And I feel like that was someone they should have been investing in and trying to play more from the get-go than trying to force Emerson Morale or Doherty, who is also no longer at the club. We'll say where he is at. Not on loan, officially bought out. So we'll say where.
Yeah.
But yeah. We also have, let's see here, Darren Randolph. Now, I know everyone's like, oh, no one cares about Randolph, Irish goalkeeper, blah, blah, blah. Going from West Ham to Bournemouth. So he might be making a couple appearances as a Bournemouth keeper. And Bournemouth are a team that are in form right now. They're going to be doing they're going to try to do a number to make sure they stay in the Prem.
Yeah.
Recovering very well from, they thought to be touted as like relegation, 9-1 defeat to Liverpool, to now holding their own.
Yeah.
So I think, give kudos, credit where credit is due. We also have Southampton again in the transfer market, signing James Bree from Luton. Now, of course, a different profile player than what they've been getting so far from what we've described. But it's a right back. They need cover. Livermento, I don't think, is still in the team yet. I don't think he's back yet from injury, right?
Yeah.
From the ACL tear. So having that backup and having a player makes sense for them. So why not? Now, Bournemouth back in again for a striker from Bristol City for $11 million. Is Anthony Semonyo? Semonyo.
Yeah.
Anthony Semonyo for $11 million on a 4-year deal from Bristol City. Now, Bournemouth, what, they only have Dominic Solanke up top?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else they would have.
That's the only person I can think of.
Because let's go to Bournemouth. Let's go to their team real quick. Because if they're getting in striker options, I respect it because they need it. Because, okay, we have him. I don't want to talk about him yet because he just signed, but he's also a winger. Winger.
Yeah, they really.
Yeah, they have winger primaries and none real like striking options.
Like number 9, yeah.
I mean, they have Kiefer Moore, but in 20 matches in the Prem, he only has 4 goals. Like you need better options there.
Yeah.
And obviously Solanke's injured, so you're gonna need to get someone in there.
Definitely.
Just plain and simple. 3 goals, 3 assists. You need here's the thing, because that's 6 goal contributions. You got 4 from Kiefer Moore, so that's 10 goal contributions. If you have someone like Dominic Solanke out, you're gonna need someone to sort of start picking up that slack.
Definitely.
Granted, if we're gonna look at it, oh wow, only 6 goal contributions. We gotta think about it at the lower echelon of the table. 6 goal contributions means way more than a Holland's 25 for City, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's make or break for them. So I think that's where we have to talk about. Kieran Trippier on a contract extension, which I think makes complete sense for Newcastle.
Amazing.
Here's the because everyone doubted the Trippier transfer from the get-go. They're like, oh, Kieran Trippier washed. He was at Atletico, whatever. And I just think if he went to any other club, it would have made sense. If he went to United, I feel like that would have been the worst move for his career. Because I think there at Newcastle, there's a project. He's a focal point. Yeah. He's also like he's not a Geordie, right? He's not from Newcastle.
Yeah.
But he is a local lad, technically, in regards of being an Englishman, being representing them at the World Cup, winning a title with Atletico, making it to a World Cup final with Tottenham. He is an established player.
Yeah.
So having him in that team for Newcastle, where he's allowed to thrive more as an attacking threat than having to play as like a deep block right back all the time, I think is what benefits Newcastle a lot and allows way more creativity. Where if you look at how they play a lot, Trips does really go up and basically play as like
a right wing back.
He basically plays like Cancelo
right
for City.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
He goes up, free roams, plays the ball wherever he wants to play.
I love it,
and that's why it works so well with having Dan Burn at left back, because then they basically play with a back 3. So I mean, Newcastle, it goes to show because they're tied for 3rd in the Prem. They're doing it well, and I think that's a catalyst from having Kieran Trippier in that team. Yeah. And also Bruno Guimaraes. I think those two is what sort of signified a change for Newcastle.
Yeah. I think Trippier revived his career by going there, right?
100%.
Yeah, that's when the Carabao Cup final.
Perfect.
So my thing is that Malo Gusto, right? This is a weird thing because Chelsea have officially signed him, right? He signed to Chelsea on a 7-year contract. Don't know how that's happening. The UEFA's going to go in and cause problems. But they signed him for $36 million, but he's going to be sent back out on loan to finish the season in Lyon.
Lyon.
So, I mean, my thing is, if you're Chelsea right now, you need all of your options possible, especially because he's a right back.
Yeah.
Like, you can't rely on Reece James to come back from injury. You can't keep thinking that you can't rely on Aspi anymore.
I feel like they really need to bring him in.
Like, I'm just trying to think, because, like, there's really nothing to... I'm trying to think of how to explain this, because with Chelsea, it's Daniel James. No, not Reece James. Sorry, Reece James. Daniel James lives in my heart forever. Reece James is the guy. When he comes back, guaranteed starting right back. But for right back options, you only have him and Aspi.
Yeah.
You play Ruben Loftus-Cheek there, but he's not good enough. Like, I'm trying to look here. You have Cucurella, but he's been off form. He can play either side. There's really no other option, so why would you sign him and then send him back on loan?
Yeah.
Like, is Reece James expected to come back sooner?
I think it was more of the Lyon board that it was their terms because, well, the manager, I think his name is Blanc, he said that he didn't want anyone to leave the club at all. And, like, they made that statement, so they're like, okay, well, I mean, we still want the player, but I guess we have no choice but to, keep him at the club over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of someone that they should have kept at the club, we have Everton selling Anthony Gordon for $47 million. So it's a good fee. You're overselling a player who I don't think is worth $47 million.
I don't think he's worth $47 million.
For Newcastle, he's gonna be a rotation player. I don't see him starting.
If he's $47 million, then Trossard's like 67.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it just makes sense to me. But with Everton right now, here's the thing. I think they just brought in a manager, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche is someone who I would trust. Brexit ball, bruv. I did love his episode on the Fozcast.
Yeah.
You really got some insights with him. But here's the thing, right? Sean Dyche, I know he plays more of a defensive type game, and we might see that evolve because he's had some time off. He's finally had time off from Burnley. He's had time to experiment and explore and see what's going on. So I could have seen him utilizing Anthony Gordon, but also if you're gonna get $47 million from him, then just go for it. You're at the point where you're bottom of the league. You can afford to get rid of honestly excess weight.
The question is like, what's Everton gonna do now?
Yeah, what are they gonna do with that money?
I mean, the window is closed officially now, so we'll see. Maybe they still owe a lot for financial fair play. Don't forget, so they're gonna need to make the transfer no matter what. Brighton signing in Yasin Ayari for $4.1 million from Ike.
Yeah,
that's a Swedish club, right? I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, Sweden. Yeah, good job, Ardi. Thank you. Oh, and I lost track. Oh,
I think he's a central defensive mid.
I gotta go back. I was on a roll. I had my list and everything. It was going great. I gotta scroll all the way back down. But anyways, wait. We're caught up. Hold on. We're there, boys. We're almost there. You see, this is the problem when you have a phone today.
Yeah.
It just not as reliable. So going next, we have João Gomez, $19 million from the Flamengo to Wolves. Now, what's one reoccurring theme we see here, boys? A lot of Brazilian and Argentinian players being signed from these lower level clubs. Does everyone think they have the next like Andre Gomez? Like does everyone think they're getting the next like youth talent like Endrick and stuff? Like,
I mean, I guess they think, we buy them young as a kid and then they'll turn into something big.
I think it's more like
Alvarez.
Just like, we already seen like a lot of talent coming out of Brazil, like cheap prices, and like they develop, to become a great player. So yeah. I think it's more like the risk factor and just like, all right, let's see what he could do.
Now, into the big news, big transfers. Weston McKennie, technically on loan to Leeds from Juventus. But Juventus just being struck with a 15-point reduction in the league. Yeah. I could see this turning into a transfer in the summer.
Easily.
And if it works out like really well, he performs
it's going to. Let's be real. You're basically recreating the U.S. men's national team midfield.
Leeds USA.
The United States of Leeds.
The United States of Leeds. I'm excited to see that midfield play. I'm really excited. Because let's look at it, right? Because you're going to have McKennie, Tyler Adams, and you're going to probably be starting Brendan Aronson more now just to have that chemistry in the midfield.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So then you're going to have a front three of what? Sinistera, Somerville, and Bamford? I don't know if he's still injured or not.
Rodrigo.
Or Rodrigo, true. But then again, he's still... Is he back from injury finally? Or is he...
I don't think he's not. No, he's not. He is not.
Rodrigo.
Somerville's also injured because I have him in my FPL, and he got injured.
FPL really doing one. I think Rodrigo's back to full fitness now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's a good move for him. I think he's gonna be happy there, right?
Yeah.
He's been in Italy for so long. Time to
Yeah, I mentioned
move
him
out.
linking up with Sinistera.
He's with his best friend
Colombian.
too, Tyler Adams.
Exactly. I mean, the two of them grew up together, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't. If I'm Leeds fans, I know they're just like, oh, you're just getting another American. Like, I'd be excited. Like someone like Winston McKinney, who was doing really well in the Bundesliga.
And if they watch the World Cup, I mean...
Yeah, exactly. The
They
World Cup,
performed
he
stellar.
was lights out. No, if I'm Leeds fans, I'm excited. I am genuinely excited. Next, we have Matthias Viña on loan from Roma to Bournemouth.
I mean,
So
Roma's a mess. So
yes,
you might as well just get him out, loan him to the Prem.
here's the thing, because that was close to being Zaniolo to Bournemouth.
Zaniolo, yeah.
That didn't go through.
But he rejected it himself.
That would have been a terrible signing for Bournemouth.
I mean, no, not for no.
I don't think it would have been a terrible sign.
It'd be,
I think it
it'd
was
be a
more-
terrible move for Zaniolo,
Yeah,
not for Bournemouth.
because it was permanent, and he's like a class player. Like he's
He's
more.
been- I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
he's been horrendous this season
He's
so
been
far.
so rough since that injury. I don't know if he's ever gonna get back to his like.
Because last season, lights out.
great.
This
Yeah.
season hasn't been working out. Really had a falling out with Mourinho. Mourinho has thrown him in the reserves at this point. Honestly, if I were him, I would take a transfer anywhere.
His confidence is just shot. I say
Especially
just
Bournemouth,
move.
who are on the up and up,
But,
doing well,
I mean,
recovering.
If he gets relegated, though, I mean.
yeah, but
what-
that's where that's where you have a relegation clause in your contract, though. A lot of footballers now have relegation clauses in their contract.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I would probably take it
So,
too.
so they get a move if their team gets relegated.
A
automatically?
move, or there's something, because so a lot of clubs, like let's say at Newcastle, for example, even though they probably look like they're going to relegate within the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like within the next 2 years, I'll say, because who knows? I can't predict the future. With Newcastle, right? Let's say if they get relegated, they have clauses where if Bruno Guimaraes, if Isaac, Trippier,
All their best players.
say Maximan, if any of them are still there, they have to take pay cuts because again relegation clauses, and they also have priority moves, so they're allowed to pick where they want to go if a club goes in for them.
Wow, cool.
So it's like they still give powers to the players, and also still allows them to get the fee to make the money back if they are getting relegated, right? So if they're not getting that Prem money, they're gonna get money somewhere else and just rebuild.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We also have another move to the MLS. I won't say who or what player. Center mid. You may hear more about that tomorrow if you like. Listen to It's Called Soccer if you like. Don't call it Actions. Now, what we do have is Marquinhos from Arsenal going on loan to Norwich. No one cares. I'm sorry. Arsenal, no one cares about you, who you're sending out. I want to hit the next big one. Okay, let's talk about it, boys. João Cancelo. João Cancelo on loan for 6 months with the option to buy for $75 million.
All I see there is a new right back for my ultimate team.
My new right back for my ultimate team. Here's the thing, right? Because Mazraoui's injured for
Yeah.
Bayern.
Mm-hmm.
Alphonso Davies starting out at left back. You're gonna have João Cancelo.
Yeah.
That means you're finally gonna allow Kimmich to have that fully unadulterated role in the midfield and not having the stress about not having the proper coverage at right back, especially having to rely on Benjamin Pavard,
Yeah.
who hasn't ever truly been a full-fledged right back. He's a center back. And having that is really going to go to show what you can do.
Man, Cancelo and Alphonso Davies on the left. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but it's so we were saying before how weird it is how quick everything happened, right?
Well, here's the thing. They
He's been
have
benched for a couple games, and now it just
they have Lewis coming in. I guess there's a falling out behind the scenes, and Pep has an idea for a future and for a team. And to each their own, but honestly, how is no other club going in for him and only Bayern? How is nobody?
It should have been like a 10-club fight at
The
least.
thing is, look, I know Pep is looking for the future for Rico Lewis and everything, but I think it's more of what you have to do now.
Yeah.
Because look, he has to win the Champions League. But I think
But
maybe
here's the thing,
it has to be
Pep,
this season.
but Pep is egotistical in that sense, where in his eyes, he doesn't care who or what player it is, so long as they work in his system. And in his eyes, if Rico Lewis is playing to his system better than Cancelo wants to, then Pep is gonna go that direction. Like that's the egotism is gonna come out of Pep Guardiola.
He was the best right back in like the first few weeks of the Premier League.
Well, Bayern's gonna destroy that signing.
Oh yeah, now it's like Union Berlin were creeping up. Not anymore. Cancelo's just gonna start dogging, bro.
Pick up Sommer. They've been doing some good business.
Yeah, Bayern's had some great business.
Yeah, blamed on the free.
Man.
Oh my god. In my head, I'm thinking, what if United got him? Like, what, like, go to the opposite side of Manchester,
They would never.
Diogo Dalot's been seeing some injury problems lately.
Hey, man, Wan-Bissaka has been
I know, he's
up.
been researching. Kudos. I'm really proud of him. But, I mean, João Cancelo, I still can't. I'm still in shock about it. It makes no sense to me.
It made no sense. So
Speaking of another transfer, that makes no sense. Jorginho to Arsenal.
I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, no, so it does make sense, but I'm explaining what's going on. So
goofy.
14 million, Chelsea got a fee. Wow, guys, Chelsea didn't waste money. Crazy. So Chelsea get a fee for Jorginho, get him out of the club. Finally, I've never liked him whatsoever. For Arsenal, here's why it makes sense. Lokanga, they sent out on loan to Crystal Palace, give him more playing time, because they can't trust him enough to be a rotation option for them. Jorginho as a rotation player as the bench, 14 million. He's probably not going to be on crazy. He might be. Is he going to be on crazy wages? I don't think so.
No,
probably not.
He's older.
It's
now.
Arsenal. I mean, Chelsea's retirement home. So
Chelsea's a retirement home. Oh yeah, pipe it down there, Steven. Be careful. We do have Chelsea fans out there.
He's not wrong.
I'm not saying anything. I am indifferent. Anyways, no. Here's the thing. No matter how much we want to bag on Jorginho, because there is qualities within him, and if injuries come up to Thomas Partey or to Granit Xhaka, he is a solid option to have.
Yeah.
And here's one thing that they've done well. They've gotten a center back in.
Yeah.
They've gotten a backup winger. And they've gotten a backup midfielder.
Yeah.
They've gotten the depth that we've been saying they needed to get for so long.
They did everything perfect. Like, I mean...
Like, if there's a team that's done right, it is Arsenal in regards to shoring up their team.
Absolutely.
And I think it's solid because, I mean, this guy won the Champions League. He won the Euros. He won the Club World Cup. He won the...
He didn't do that much work.
Wait.
He played in every single final.
No, I'm joking. Okay, for Chelsea, he was really crucial in regards to the Champions League, FA Cup, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in regards to the Euros, that was
he was good. He was good. I mean,
he did his job. I think that's what you need from a player.
Let me add something about Jorginho real quick. I think he's been too much of like a clown. Like people clown him his whole career. I think he's been pretty damn good.
Look, he came second or third in the Ballon d'Or ranking. So
third.
Yeah, no, Steven, don't you dare. Don't you dare say Ballon d'Or.
No, he should have been top 5 that year.
No, he should not. Get out of here.
No, look, I'm just saying. I don't think he should have came close, but. I mean, you can't. You gotta put some respect. You gotta put some respect on his name because I don't see any United players up there.
He's been.
It's not about United player because I have more respect for players like Conte at Chelsea than Jorginho.
He's been very good.
I agree. I think
he's been good,
very good.
But that's been lights out good.
Okay, but as for 10 million with the experience he has,
no, but that's what I'm saying. So for Arsenal, I was the one explaining that. It makes sense.
Okay,
you guys was bagging on Chelsea. Relax.
No, it's a good move. Yeah,
it's a good move for Arsenal. They're getting the depth. It's only 14 million. It's going to work out because there's no high expectations. He's not going to be a starter. He knows his role. He's going to be a rotation option. I don't see him starting over Granit Xhaka or Thomas Partey. They've both been lights out. Plus Odegaard in front of them, like there's no way.
I mean, hypothetically, like if he wins the Premier League, that means he has a Champions League, Club World Cup, a Euros, and a Premier League.
Steven's on timeout, guys. We do not allow for Jorginho propaganda here. Relax.
I mean, it was a smart move by him, go from 10th to 1st, and maybe
yeah, honestly. He was like, oh, let me jump the league table real quick. There we go.
Switch teams,
man.
Jorginho.
Jorginho makes
smart
sense.
Man.
Now, Jed Spence, officially on loan to Rennes. Now, it's a shame for Jed Spence because I don't know why Antonio Conte doesn't want to play him when he fits the right wing back role so well.
I don't know.
It's what he is. He kept saying it was a club transfer. It wasn't someone he personally wanted. And we're gonna talk about someone who he personally wanted in a second. But you can't not play Jet Spence as much and keep trusting Emerson Royale or Doherty when they were both just atrocious.
They were terrible.
Like, give the kid a chance at least. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about his replacement, right? Because Doherty is officially at Atletico Madrid. They've signed him for right back. Jed Spence on loan to Rennes. Emerson Royale in La La Land. And we now have Pedro Porro to Tottenham.
Yep.
I was waiting for you
Great
guys to like,
signing.
yeah.
You know what I'm looking forward to? The João Felix Pedro Porro matchup.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a personal game.
That is a good personal game.
Second red card.
Yeah.
Second red card.
No, man, that's gonna be like it's a really good signing.
Great signing.
I've watched some of his games.
My only concern is that with Tottenham, right, getting Pedro Porro, is there even a guarantee that Antonio Conte is going to extend his contract?
I don't.
Ooh,
His
I don't
contract's supposed to expire.
know. I don't see him staying at the end of the year if they're not top 4.
I think it's still a great transfer though.
It's not, because Pedro Porro is great as a wing back, but if Antonio Conte's gone and there's a new manager and he wants to play a 4 at the back,
What if they bring in Tuchel?
yeah, but Tuchel, I wouldn't see Tuchel going to Tottenham. If he can't handle how Chelsea is ran, Tottenham's ran way worse than Chelsea.
You said he can't handle Chelsea.
He should have never been sacked from
No,
Chelsea.
but I'm saying like if
I don't think so.
how Chelsea was ran in regards to the transition from
Abramovich
Abramovich to Todd Bowley,
Yeah.
then with how horrendously ran Spurs is 9 times out of 10, as we've seen from every manager that leaves complain about it.
I mean, look at how he fixed up Lampard's Chelsea.
True.
Yeah, but
He won
no.
the
But
Champions
no.
True,
What I'm
true.
saying is that I'm not saying that he wouldn't be able to do the job.
Yeah.
I'm making the point that the club would give him a lot of problems.
You're just saying like Tottenham's a constant mess.
Yeah. Tottenham is a huge mess.
Yeah.
And they're always going to keep causing problems because they think, oh, all we have is Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. You don't need anything else. Like, what's the problem here? The man, I think the board and like the upper management is going to be the problem if a Tuchel was ever to go there, or if any manager goes there.
I also think Harry Kane might leave. So
Harry Kane, to be honest, I don't want him at United. I'm going to say that right now. Hot take.
you don't want him?
I don't want Harry Kane at United.
He's going to Madrid.
Are you?
Honestly, better off him going to Madrid than United. I'm being dead serious.
Benzema
I don't want him at
replacement.
United.
He's gonna go to United.
United right now is thriving off of not having a player that is like the focal point, like the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone can make the argument for Rashford or whatever, but Rashford is a part of a team culture right now. Where if Harry Kane comes in, there's going to be this thing of that. Oh, Harry Kane, the English great, the striker, will he finally win a title? Blah blah blah, things like that. I'd much rather have United focus on a team image and idea and rationale rather than focus on a player. Because it's sort of going to be the same issue we run into Ronaldo.
But then who's gonna win?
Obviously not the same personality.
Yeah, definitely not the same person.
Not the same personality, obviously. But I do see that becoming a problem again, and I don't want that to be
So
causing
do you
issues.
think?
I agree with you.
You think Wout Weghorst up top is gonna win you the Champions League?
I mean...
What kind of
if
question is
a
that?
man can bag 2 in a World Cup semifinal, that's all that needs to be said. Where was Harry Kane in the World Cup? Huh? Where was he?
True.
That's true.
Gone. Poof. Disappeared.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I agree with you. Like, you guys have good chemistry.
No,
right now.
yeah.
Don't
Right,
throw
like
in
right now, get somebody in that's gonna be a part of the team,
more of a team player.
not like sort of wanting to do it for themselves. Because Harry Kane has a lot of personal reasons if he goes
I
to.
mean, all I'm saying
Pass
is
me the
that
ball, I'll score
Harry
all the
Kane linking up
goals.
with Rashford and Jadon Sancho.
I know, but listen. Here's the thing: it's like Kane. He's
gonna
only
be-
gonna want to stay in England to get that top English goal scorer of all time.
Yeah.
So like, again, there's gonna be another personal thing behind it, not a team idea behind it. Ten Hag's working really well with setting team goals and team ideology, and right now with having someone in that's gonna be thriving for their own personal reasons, then it's gonna cause a lot of
I
problems.
mean, I think he also is a playmaker in a way. So I don't.
No,
think,
don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Harry Kane
Yeah.
as a player. I
Yeah.
obviously know how great of a player he is. I think just with what would come in if you have a Harry Kane, I think would cause problems.
Is it more of like the deja vu of like the old guys? Like you brought in a lot of big players that just didn't turn out.
Well,
good.
no. Because here's the thing, right? Because there's the argument goes a few different ways. Because if we look at it, right, Van Persie, Zlatan, and Cristiano Ronaldo, let's say, right, all 3 we got at the latter stages of their career. When Van Persie came in, he was like 29, hitting his prime, 29, 30. Won a Premier League, was lights out sensational. Rightfully so, was always a class player. It was just unfortunate that he suffered an injury next season, had to deal with David Moyes, not the same club structure. his career would have ended way differently if he actually went into a stable team. When Zlatan came in, first season, wins the FA Cup, helps us get second place, 18 goals in the Prem. And then boom, ACL injury. He's getting rotated out with Lukaku for some reason. It's things like that. Ronaldo, first season, obviously was great. 17 goals, hat-trick against Spurs. Huge individual performances. But United, of course, didn't finish that well. Second season, problems. My point is that you'll always bring in these players of upper class, known quality. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved having Van Persie at United. I loved having Zlatan at United. I loved having Cristiano Ronaldo at United. But the second season syndrome is the thing that I'm always worried about. And I'm afraid what will happen with Harry Kane if we have that second season syndrome, or even how he comes in the first season.
Yeah.
Because who knows if he's even going to agree with Ten Hag that well.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I mean, if you I think if you saw him to this team right now, you guys could win titles.
Maybe, because right now I think our biggest issue is here's it, because I don't think it's a personnel issue. I think genuinely it's just.
I think your team is fine as it is now, but I think to push for that upper level, you guys need someone like Harry Kane.
Because if you see how the front line plays, though, it sort of doesn't suit Harry Kane. Harry Kane's used to being a lone striker, in a sense. Whereas, yes, he usually has Heung-min Son with him, right? And, they sort of, swap in that position. But, Harry Kane is used to doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Whereas at United, he wouldn't be able to do a lot of the work. And then he would get frustrated if he's not receiving the ball. So he'd drop into the same positions as maybe Bruno or an Eriksen or somebody. Mm-hmm. And then it would leave holes in the front line that we shouldn't need, right?
Okay.
So like I said, I love Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane's sensational, but I just don't think Harry Kane works for United. And I think that's a problem a lot of clubs have. A lot of clubs are signing players and they don't suit their clubs whatsoever.
Okay.
So that's sort of the big problem I have with if Harry Kane ever went to Manchester United.
Yeah, good point.
And to be honest, I don't know who the perfect guy is for striker though.
Right
I don't know. I can't say outright, if we get this player, boom, we're golden, right? I mean, low-key, Apollo Dybala, but that's fine. Anyways, on to the next point. From there, we have Ayoze Perez finally leaving Leicester. Thank God. Trash cans. Go to Real Betis. Thank you. Sasa Lukic from Torino going to Fulham. Not bad. Crystal Palace signing Amada from Stuttgart for $12 million. Oh. Now, Felipe from Atletico Madrid going to Nottingham Forest.
Solid.
Great
for
signing.
$2.6 million.
How much signings have they done combined with the winter and
I'll find it out right now for you. Hold on.
There's so many. I think it's plus 30.
Transfers. Hold on. Players in. I'm gonna go all the way back to.
I mean, talking about Felipe though, he's a good center back for 12 mil.
But no, 2, right? You said 2 minutes.
No, it's
2.9. 2.9.
2.9 mil.
Yeah, 2.9.
So I'm saying for Nottingham Forest, that's like a top tier
steal.
signing.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
12 mil would have been fair. I think maybe.
Here we go. So starting from June, they brought in Taiwo Albioni from Union Berlin for $21 million. Dean Henderson on loan. Julian Bicone, Musa Niakate, Omar Richards, Wayne Hennessy, Lewis O'Brien, Harry Toffolo, Jay Kings, the guy, Oriel Mangala, Nico Williams, Checo Kuyate, Emmanuel Dennis, Remo Freuler, Morgan Gibbs-White, Wo Huang, Renan Lodi, Willie Bully, Josh Bauer, Loic Bade, Serge Aurier, Gustavo Scarpa, Danilo, Chris Wood, Felipe, and then we have 2 more that I'm going to talk about in a bit, but not right now.
How many was that?
Great business, right? How much they didn't
Well,
spend?
here's the thing. I'm going to go
And
through
the best signing out of all
a lot of them
was Serge Aurier.
So,
2.9.
So fee for Owiani. Henderson's the loan. Biacone they got from Choice for $10 million. Niakate $10 million. Omar Richards $8.8 million. Wayne Hennessy, it was like an $800K, but there's a little asterisk thing. Lewis O'Brien $6.1 million. Harry Toffolo $6.1 million. Jesse Lingard's he was a free transfer, but he's getting paid a lot in wages.
A lot, yeah.
Oriel Mangala $13 million. Nico Williams $21 million. By the way, does anyone do the math real quick while I'm reading this off? Checo Kuyate for free transfer. Emmanuel Dennis, $15 million. Remo Freuler, $9.3 million. Morgan Gibbs White, $30 million. Huo Huang, $4.2 million. Renan Lodi on loan. Willie Boley, $2.7 million. Josh Bowler, $2.4 million. Loic Balde on loan. Serge Aurier, free agent. Scarpa, free transfer from Palmeiras. Danilo, $21 million. Chris Wood is a loan. Felipe, $2.6 million. And there's two more players. One's a fee of $8.2 million, and the other one's a loan.
Wow.
They basically just built 2 football teams.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because Nottingham Forest last season in the championship, they had a whole bunch of loanees there from a whole bunch of clubs. And obviously, all the players that weren't loanees were just championship quality players. So losing all those top-notch players and then having them all leave that were all the loanees, and then plus only having your championship quality players. 'Cause I think after all said was done, they only had 11 players left in their squad after all the loanees left. So they had to sign a whole bunch of players to replace all the people that left.
Yeah.
So for them, it was like an overhaul. So it's a different story.
I think it's really good business, actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money spent, but when you're a club like that and you have to rebuild, you have to.
You might say it's a lot of money spent, but that's like the equivalent of like
here's the thing.
100 mil.
So hold on a second. So all that money spent, you combine all of that, and I think that's just over how much Chelsea paid for Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
$124 million. Now, I understand that Chelsea needs some players. But $124 million for a 19-year-old center mid.
That's insane.
I mean,
everyone was upset about Paul Pogba. Oh, $90 million for Paul Pogba? Really, dude? At least he was proven. Enzo Fernandez had one World Cup where he was half decent and one good goal.
no, he will be proven.
No, he will be. I know. I'm just messing around. Like, he's good.
The transfer fee's a little mad.
I can't with the transfer market anymore.
Yeah. 120 million.
We're going to go back to more of that in a second because I'm going to go through a complete breakdown of how much Chelsea has spent each player. But next is Hamed Traore on loan from Sassuolo going to Bournemouth.
He's good.
We already spoke about Lokonga going on loan. Pedro Porro officially went in for $46 million. Now, here's the next Nottingham Forest player we're talking about. John Joe Shelby. I don't know why. Like, why? You don't need him.
I mean, why not?
Nah, he's like, he's trash.
He's
John Joe Shelby.
He's just there.
$8.2 million to Nottingham Forest. Don't understand it.
Love playing with him on FIFA.
Now,
Bald head.
for those of you who don't know, Dean Henderson, the greatest goalkeeper in the world. Nah, I'm just joking. Dean Henderson is currently injured, and they need a goalkeeper. So who do you get? The 3-time winning Champions League goalie in Keylor Navas on loan from PSG. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to see him in the Prem. He's going to be lights out for Nottingham. He's going to be the reason why they stay up. But the disrespect from PSG, like, don't get me wrong, like, he's been playing better than Donnarumma when he plays.
Yeah.
I love Donnarumma.
I don't understand it. Like, Donnarumma, no, to me, Donnarumma's just trash. Like, get him out. I don't know what he's doing there. They only signed him because he had one good performance at the Euros. Keylor Navas.
No, he was good. No. He was good at AC Milan.
He's
okay, but you have 3 times Champions League winner Keylor Navas.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Man.
But that happens to every time they Keylor Navas.
Why?
At Real Madrid, they bring in Courtois. But can you disagree with getting Courtois, though?
The thing is, look, at that moment, I disagreed with it because I'm like, why? But, I mean, obviously, in the end result.
I was saying now he's the reason why you won a Champions
Yeah,
League.
exactly. But, I mean, at that time, it's like, wow, Keylor, why?
I think
they were going to bring in De Gea.
No, but here's the other thing. I think they need time to vet in Donnarumma because the center back options are always rotating. You don't know if Kimpembe's staying anymore. Marquinhos is getting old. Sergio Ramos supposedly might be leaving to Al Nassr. Who knows? Don't care.
So you think it's the center back's fault?
I don't think it's the center back's fault. I think it's on both. I don't think he's done enough to build a relationship. I don't think the center back's doing enough to help him either.
I still think Donnarumma is better than Keylor Navas right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Right now?
No,
dude.
bro.
Yes, currently, on current form. I'm not taking anything away from
So
him.
here's the thing. So
humble
just to remind everybody, you're listening top of the hour on WBC Upper Montclair. And if you're wondering where we are on match week, and we're with Luke Cirianni. And if you don't hear the last name, Cirianni sounds Italian, and he has Italian propaganda. Not allowed! There's only one propaganda allowed! It's the Albanian propaganda. Kuchesi! Come on! We got it? We got it there, Luke?
Yeah.
So unbiasedly,
I got it.
what do you think of Donnarumma?
Okay, when there's multiple managers starting the same keeper over and over, it's got to mean something. I will say I do have a pretty big problem with Donnarumma. He makes some crazy mistakes with his feet. I'm sure you guys
Crazy.
Yes.
But when the ball goes to his hands, he's incredible. You guys watch the Euro.
Well, but I think here's the problem though. In the modern game, De Gea has been suffering from this. De Gea is very much a shot stopper goalie. Anything that comes at him, he's going to try and save.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you look at Mike Maignan, right?
Amazing.
Prime example.
Amazing.
He's a shot stopper. He can distribute the ball, and he's a leader of a team.
Yeah.
And sadly, you need all three of those to be considered a good goalie in the modern game.
Absolutely.
Allison, prime example as well.
Yeah, I think
Ederson, I think he's missing the leadership quality.
Ederson too. I've seen him make some bad mistakes with his.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying it's like he's just below it. De Gea, I think, has the leadership quality, but can't distribute a ball. But he is a shot stopper.
yeah, he's a good shot.
But he has his mistakes as well. Here's the thing: I don't mind.
I think you need to be good with your feet.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but here's the thing: it's like I don't mind if a goalie makes a mistake. Like it happens. Like every player makes a mistake. Just sadly, when a goalkeeper makes it, it's just really harmful. Whereas if we see a midfielder lose possession, it's like, oh, it happens. He'll get the ball back. Whereas like goalies aren't really afforded that leniency of making a mistake. You know.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean,
it's a great move for Nottingham Forest.
You would never imagine that like let's say like 5 years ago. Like,
no one.
You've never thought Keylor Navas would go to
half the
Nottingham
transfers
Forest.
like if we're talking about 5 years ago, no one imagined half the transfers that happened this past year alone.
no.
I was gonna be like Enzo who? Kylian Mbappe? What? He just played for Monaco. What are you talking like? What?
Ronaldo to Al Nassr was not a thought.
Yeah, they're like, why is Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia? Like,
I didn't even know Saudi had a league until Ronaldo.
The guy's in a coma.
That's a little disrespectful.
A guy's in a coma from like
That's a little
2018.
disrespectful.
Guys in a
Just
coma.
imagine guys in a coma from 2018.
Wakes up. Oh, how's Ronaldo doing?
Well, he's making money. Honestly, if I were Ronaldo, the same thing. 210 million. Wow. Now, talk about another loan. I'm actually a little surprised by this one. Marcel Sabitzer, on loan from Bayern Munich, going to Manchester United. I like Sabitzer a lot. I feel bad for him that he hasn't had the chance at Bayern because you're not starting over at Goretzka. Musiala has been lights out. Joshua Kimmich is really good.
I mean, if he replicates his form from Leipzig, then I think that's a great signing. I mean,
The only way
loan.
but the only way I see him doing that is if he starts over Eriksson.
But Eriksson's injured, so he is.
Yeah, it's true.
And Eriksson's not coming back till
April,
early
right?
May or late April.
Yeah, I know.
So I think
I like to keep faith, Steven. Leave me alone.
Oh,
all right?
okay.
I like that. I love Christian Eriksen. Okay?
No, yeah, I think if you guys still had Christian Eriksen on the side, you guys would. That'd be perfect. The side would be perfect.
Oh yeah, of course, I agree. But Sabitzer, I think is a good option, and I think he fits the Ten Hag system as well.
Yeah.
He's regimented, so I mean, this is a wait and see because we don't know because at Bayern it's such a small sample size. We know from Leipzig, but that was such a long time ago now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work out though. I mean,
I hope so, and I do believe so too though because I don't think Ten Hag would have allowed the loan if he thought something was there, right?
Yeah.
That's also the other thing we have to talk about.
Good move.
But Cedric Suarez on loan to Fulham from Arsenal, finally getting rid of some dead wood.
yeah.
Let him extend his contract out, let him leave, blah, blah, whatever. Now, Southampton going in for 2 transfers. From Rennes, Kamaldeen Sulemana for $26 million, right wing. And from Genk as striker, Paul. Sorry, I don't know why I read it like that. Come on, pal. Oh, I'm so sorry. Paul Onuachu for $19 million, a striker. Now, Southampton, they're in the fight of their life, right? I don't know why this is being annoying.
I mean, they're small money transfers. I think compared to the transfer market today, they're probably like small investments. So, if they do work out, I mean, where's the risk in it? I mean,
That's true.
so
But here's the thing, it's that this is why I'm sort of mentioning the point of them being a striker in the right wing because I want to go into Southampton's squad right now. because I think it is injury bared, and there's also players in and out causing problems. So we look at the front line. You have Theo Walcott injured, doesn't make a difference. They just signed Orsic. They also have Onuachu, Sulemana. They have Edioze, who's young. You don't know what you're going to get out of him. Adam Armstrong, who just hasn't hit the ground running. He has 1 goal, 1 assist, and 19 matches in the Prem. If you look at his stats over the past couple of seasons, he had 2 goals, 2 assists last season in 17 games. He hasn't had a good season since he was in the championship, scoring 28 goals.
No, yeah, he's a flop.
He's a flop transfer, sadly. And Che Adams is just young. Like, he's 26. He's finally broken into the side. 4 goals, 2 assists. But he can't do everything.
No, he can do it himself. I feel like if you give him some support, though, he'll be
Here's the thing.
a top player.
He's close to getting back on his goal return because he got 7 and 3 last season.
Oh, yeah, he was really good last season.
And 9 and 5 season 4. So, like, I mean, Che Adams is always gonna be good, but he needs help, right? That's the thing. So, because now they've brought in Sulemana, they've got Onuachu, they've got no, who's the other one they signed? Midfielder. Was it Carlos Alcaraz? Yeah, Carlos Alcaraz. And they still have Aribo, who's really good. They have Diallo. They have Lavia, Maitland-Niles, Ward-Prowse, Elianusi. But yeah, they still have Bella Kotchap injured. They have Gineppo injured. They have Livramento injured. And they have Larios injured.
Yeah.
So this is make or break for them. They have to. They just have to get this done.
Yeah.
They're 20th. 20th in the league.
That's insane.
4 wins, 3 draws, 13 losses. Everton are only above them because they have 6 draws. And they also just have better goal differential. They have the same amount of points. So, I mean... because now you have... Here's the thing, because has Southampton done enough to beat out Bournemouth, is the question, right?
No.
Because Bournemouth have made the signings. They're trying to do something different. They're finally on the up and up. Everton, I think they're finally going to be the first. They're probably going to finally get relegated for the first time in their history. I don't see anyone else going down. Nottingham Forest are in the 13th. They're reassuring their team. The only team I can maybe see take their place, like in all rationale, maybe a West Ham or a Wolves. Because I don't see Leeds going down. They've reassured. Leicester, maybe. But I don't know.
I don't know. To me, it's like Southampton waved the white flag and called it a year. They're like, okay, we're going to go down. We accept it now.
Well, no, I don't think they have, because with all the signings they've made, it doesn't seem like they're giving up. They wouldn't be signing players
for that much money.
They wouldn't.
True.
They'd be wanting to save their money to invest for the future then, if that's the case. So
I think Everton's going down for sure. I think that one's just secured. Like, they're going down.
That'll be sad.
There's no way that they don't go down. Like, they lost too many players. They don't bring any players in. So, come on now. The Juma transfer that was supposed to happen, I think it really messed them up bad.
yeah, I agree with you on that one, Steven. Here's the thing. I'm going to double check Bundesliga, La Liga, and Serie A to see if we didn't miss anything. Not Serie A, Brazil. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Not a little bit. We'll talk about them in a bit. But this has just been... Because I don't see them giving up, right? That's like the thing on my head. I don't see them giving up.
No, I don't think any club should have the mentality to give up. I mean...
But here's the thing. So, Pedro Porro out, right? We discussed it. Spurs signed Pedro Porro. But Sporting Lisbon getting Hector Bellerin in.
And it's permanent.
It's only $1 million. The fee is $1 million.
That's insane. Hey, man, he's a drip god.
Drip god, yeah.
Have you guys seen him on Barca though? He was.
Bro, I don't even think he played.
Nah, I just don't.
Made like 2 appearances.
All I remember just seeing his outfits, like the before game outfits.
He's
So drippy.
Yeah, I don't know. My thing is that when it comes to Hector Bellerin, he only suits certain systems, and I don't think he was ever going to suit Barcelona.
I think after what happened at Arsenal with his injury, he never ever recovered.
Well, the thing is, he's a system player. So with Arsene Wenger, he had a certain system, and he thrived under Arsene Wenger because he wanted to play a certain way in a certain system with certain players. I mean, at Real Betis, we forget how well he was for Real Betis,
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty decent.
And at Betis, he was set up in a system. When it comes to him, it can't be a Barcelona where Xavi doesn't really have systems. He just has ideologies and playing styles and, we're ever flowing. Like, that's not going to work for Hector. Like, that's the reason why Koundé's working out better at right back than him, because Koundé just sort of just knows what Xavi wants. Like, there's no expected system from him. And it's sort of like they play a back three with having Koundé there, because, again, Jordi Alba just goes wild and goes up.
Yeah.
So, or even Balde. So, I don't think it's on Hector Bellerin. I don't think he's been that horrendous. I just do think that he's been unfortunate.
Definitely.
And we're going to talk about, of course, the Albanian propaganda lives on. We have Nedim Bayrami from Empoli going to Sassuolo. Now, I know all of you are thinking, oh, Ardi, why are you talking about Albanians? Because I want to. 23 years old. He is an attacking midfielder. Has 1 goal and assist to the Serie A so far this season. Hey, more than I do. So I'll take it. Ekuchezi all the way. Come on.
How much was he? Is he alone?
He is alone. Yeah, he's alone. His market value is like 11 million, but I think it's just a punch from Sassuolo losing a lot of players, so why not?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So Brentford are losing out on Sergi Canos. He's on loan to Olympiacos. Now, talk about turn of events. It goes from Sergi Canos being the guy who opened the scoring against Arsenal last season, who's been a real solid player within this team.
Yeah, he was actually really good.
And now he's out to Olympiacos.
To link up with James. Come on now.
Link up with James. I mean, this season he has 0 goals, 0 assists. He's been barely playing, only 5 appearances. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where the change came from in Brentford, to be honest.
I mean, Olympiacos, they're fighting for a league title right now.
Yeah.
James with 7 goals. 7 assists. 7 goals and assists.
Colombian propaganda.
And 7 appearances.
I mean, it's the Greek league. We'll let it slide. Come on. It's not the Serie A. It's okay.
You're right.
Definitely fighting for a league title.
No, I mean, but they also have Marcelo there. It's like there is a team.
They're the team there. Trust.
But here's a name you probably haven't heard of in a while. Free agent that used to play for Marseille. He is French. Right wing. Can we guess his name?
Dalvin.
Yep. Florian Thauvin. Going to Udinese on a free transfer.
Yeah, I remember him.
Serie A's broke.
Serie A's broke. Yeah, they don't have the image rights.
There's no
Here's the
money.
thing. He was playing in the Liga MX for Tigre, right? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing for Tigres. I love looking at his career history because it goes from him at Lille to back and forth between Marseille and Newcastle. Oh, plays for Marseille, goes to Newcastle, plays for Marseille, goes to Newcastle, plays for Marseille, goes to Newcastle. It's just it was ever evolving. But he got released by Tigres. His contract was ended. Liga MX is over, right? So now Udinese see him on a free. They signed him. What do we think in regards to the player? I mean, obviously the player career fell off. He was in the Liga MX already.
He tried to be the Gignac.
Yeah.
Gignac.
Gignac was really good not this Euros.
He still is, I think.
No, but he was really good. What was it, 2016 Euros plus that 2018 World Cup?
Yeah, he was class.
Diego Llorente now from Leeds going to Roma on loan, but the fee for the loan is $500K. Don't know why. Couldn't explain it to you.
Pretty good.
Brian Gill from Tottenham going to Sevilla.
That's a good move.
That is a good move.
I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean,
like
it's a good move. Well, I mean, he's going on loan, right? Brian Gill, I don't know why he's still at Spurs.
I don't know either.
He should be at a Spanish. He is Spanish. I mean, he should be at a Spanish club where he's been thriving. Every time he goes on loan to La Liga, he plays very well.
Yeah.
He's in a good place now.
Wait, he didn't pass away.
No,
He's in a good place now. He's doing better.
he's in a good club.
Because he's been at Spurs, so.
Seriously,
So it's
Spurs is a funeral home.
Exactly.
Ew! Come on. No.
All the Spurs fans just tuned
Spurs
off. You just
Spurs
lost
banter.
you just lost 3 viewers.
That's fine. There's 5 teams in London. I can care less.
They got the Audi Cup though.
Yeah, for real. They got the Audi
Arsenal,
Cup.
all the Arsenal fans just tuned in.
There's what's up, bro? Come on. No. But just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, Memphis Depay to Atletico Madrid.
My God.
He had a bad debut, didn't he?
It was against Real Madrid.
It was against Real.
And then he started crying.
Yeah.
And then
Hey man, he felt the wrath of
I
Benzi.
felt bad.
When you park the bus with 11 players, I don't know how he's going to do anything.
He
on
was
that team.
never gonna do well at Atletico. I said this.
He just went there for playing time.
No, but it's just like Diego Simeone is not a Memphis Depay player.
Definitely not.
He was better off going back to United, in my opinion. If that was the case, let him play under Ten Hag. Let him get rotation minutes. Like, come on,
Yeah.
But Simeone is walking at the end of the year, right? From what I've read, I believe.
better off.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a great manager.
Time
But
to
like,
part-
dude,
time to part ways.
Hang up the.
let Atletico get someone else in. Like, let him do better.
A manager that attacks a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Now we have Ruslan Malinovsky from Atalanta going to Marseille for 10 mil.
Solid.
I think it's on loan till June 2023 with an obligation to buy.
Okay.
So this way, Marseille doesn't have to pay the money up front, but they can sell the player.
Okay.
But they're gonna pay for his wages right now. So
Yeah, he's a long shot king.
now, Rulli from Villarreal has gone to Ajax on a 3-year deal. And obviously we have Andre Santos. We talked about him already. Orsic we talked about already. Chile, over Kasper Dolberg. What's going on with him? He's never gonna be good. It's so sad. He was at
Yeah.
Ajax, seen as a youth talent. Nothing
I don't
crazy.
even know what happened to him.
And I think that is everything, boys. Everything transfers that is important. I know, like the other leagues. Oh, why are you talking about? The other leagues didn't really do much. It was just a Prem just popping off for no reason.
Yeah.
But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to a little club. You know, nothing crazy, owned by an American. They're called Chelsea.
That's crazy.
If Besmer was here, he'd be freaking out. Let's go to the recent transfers, okay? I want someone to pull out a calculator for me. I'm gonna tell you player
Gotcha.
fees and stuff like that, and you're just gonna do the math for me.
I'm ready.
Do we just want to do like this transfer window alone, or do we want to include the summer as well?
I don't know. I think just January would be funny.
Just January? Okay, so we're gonna start from December 29th. Fofana, 12 mil. Badashile, 38 million. Andre Santos, 13 million. João Felix, 11 million, but on loan. So you're paying 11 million for 6 months. Just to clarify. Mudryk, 72 million. Madueke, 36 million. Malu Gusto, 36 million, but he's going back out on loan, but we're still going to count the 36 million because I spent it. And then Enzo Fernandez, 124 million.
Is that it?
But do we include the Nkuku? Is my question.
I would say so.
They haven't spent the money yet, but it's an agreed deal.
So, I mean, I could say the number now, and then we add the Nkunku deal. What's the Nkunku deal?
I'm not sure about the price tag. That's why I don't want it
60 something?
because they said it's an agreed
it's in the 60
pre-contract
mil.
deal.
Yeah, 60.
We'll just say 60 million. So let's add 60 million.
Okay.
What was the total for January business alone?
So the total is 402 million euros.
$1 million.
Dollars.
I gave you all dollar count.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So here's the thing. So now, 402 million in January. Now you're gonna add on the summer business they've had as well. So 12 million for Aubameyang. 85 million for Fofana. 67 million for Cucurella. 19 million for Chukwuemeka. 9.4 million for Slanina. 39 million for Koulibaly. And 58 million for Raheem Sterling. Where are we at?
691 million.
691 million spent in 2 transfer windows for 1 season. Now, Todd Bowley got money. I don't care. But here's the thing. I felt like Aubameyang was a waste. I felt like I don't want to say Raheem Sterling wasn't a waste.
He hasn't been.
Look, there's transfers that made sense, but the money has not made sense to me, right? So Badashile and Fofana made sense. Badashile for like 38 mil, I understand. You're prizing him out of Monaco. Monaco's doing well, it's fine. Fofana, you're getting him from Molde. He's like a future investment, 12 million. Why not? Broya's injured, sadly. You need to cover. I understand.
Andre Santos
Santos, young investment makes
Yeah.
sense.
Great piece.
and a great pickup.
Mudryk, 72 million. I know he's gonna go good, but 72 million is a lot of money.
I mean,
He's a future player though. If he continues to progress.
I know, but here's the thing. So let's talk about, for example, an Erling Haaland, right? I know it's not fair to compare, but Haaland with a few years more experience. Granted, he had a clause, a release clause, where yes, you pay 60 million for him, but you're guaranteed to pay way more in wages. But still, let's say for price tag, for 60 million, you're getting an Erling Haaland, and for 72 million, you're getting a Mudryk, who's young, who will be proven soon. I think he's gonna come good.
yeah, makes sense.
But the money is just getting ridiculous. Like there has to be some sort of maximum price tags now.
Yeah.
Well, when was the Holland move? Now it's 2 years ago. Or
No,
it's not-
Haaland
oh,
was
it's
6 months
It's
ago.
not even a full year.
I'm about to say it's
I was gonna. Well, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why the transfer prices just continue. By 2030, what are we?
Well, I
gonna
mean-
be, what are we going to be charging? What are we going to be charging? For
humans.
Inflation.
Probably.
Literally, it's gonna be like I'm gonna take you get this player, but I take your firstborn child. That's what's gonna happen.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you know, we're not only we're gonna be having not only we're having sales, we're gonna have human trafficking as well.
I think the whole
That's what's gonna
Neymar
happen.
deal literally just started this.
Huh?
The whole Neymar.
No, we've talked about this before. It all started from David Luiz going to PSG for 60 million as a center back. Look at the price tag for me. David Luiz to PSG. David Luiz started it all. Overpaying for David Luiz. For him to just get megged by Suarez to win a Champions League treble.
50 million.
50 million, exactly. 50 million for a center back at that time was unheard of. No one has ever paid that amount of money for a defender.
I mean, didn't he win the Premier League with Chelsea?
Yeah.
No, I think that was him fresh off the... What year was it? The signing?
There was I think he went to Chelsea twice. So
No, yeah, but the first time he left to PSG, what year was it?
Let's see.
Because if it's 2012, that's fresh off a Champions League win.
2015.
2015? Oh, didn't he just win the league?
Yeah, he did win the Prem. Yeah, that's what I said.
No, so was it Chelsea, then Leicester, and then it was Chelsea again, right? Because that's when...
Believe so.
Because it went from Chelsea winning it to Conte winning it, and then Conte winning it again with Chelsea, right? So he's, again, freshly left Chelsea, winner, makes sense, but for 50 million, and that all starts from there. And his other transfers are going higher and higher, like Pogba and everybody, and then Neymar goes for 321 million, and Mbappe sells for 182 million.
But Mbappe 182 million, and what do we say Enzo Fernandez was 124?
124.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Like Mbappe at that time, it made no sense for him to be 182 million. It didn't. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
Don't get me wrong. He played really well for Monaco in the Champions League. We cannot forget he only had 7 to 8 months worth of playing time that people have seen, legitimately.
what do you think? What do you think would have been a fair tag? Like 100 mil?
No, for Mbappe, I genuinely think 80 million
Really? At the time? Yeah, maybe.
at the time because we're
He
talking.
had one good year, right? And then they
okay,
pushed him out.
Here's the example of transfers to talk about. Let's talk about Fernando Torres and Cristiano Ronaldo when they first left. Fernando Torres, we went from Liverpool to Chelsea. People forget how big of a transfer that was because he was El Nino at the time.
Yeah.
He was the most insane striker coming up. Made sense for him to sell for only 60 million. Ronaldo, when he left, was what, $79 million, Steven?
I think it was 80 mil.
Yeah, it was I think it was
80,
79
90
mil.
Yeah, with add-ons.
But still, Cristiano
But
Ronaldo.
still, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. he was like the
Ronaldo.
biggest probably the best player. He was like the Mbappe at the time.
And here's the thing, and then Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
But still, it's like these clubs now don't only charge for players, they do charge for other aspects. But if I'm Benfica, you paid only, what, 8 million for him? Think about that, 8 million.
for
Enzo Fernandez when he first showed up.
Yeah.
Now, I want to do the math real quick, hold on, because the percentages are just wild.
I think like you guys should have potentially backed out of that Anthony transfer and stuck with Gakpo.
Benfica's business is something else. It's crazy.
I can't even do the math normally, so I'm just going to do 124 divided by...
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do the math, right? Like the math of the percent. Like the percentage is so wild on return that it's... I'm just going to do 124 times 100, divide that by 8. So literally, they have a 1,500% return off of Enzo Fernandez alone. Think about that up mark. 1,500% return. Enzo Fernandez was only 8 million coming from What was it? He came from the Argentinian league, right?
He started.
Yeah,
was it
River Plate.
He started River Plate.
Yeah, River Plate. Yeah, he came from River Plate. $8 million from River Plate, and then now you're selling him for $124 million. Has Benfica ever been in the negatives? I want to know. They always sell.
No, I actually saw like a post on like Beer Football, and it was like a bunch of just amazing. Like they have like
I'm trying.
they get so much money in for their players.
So let's think about it. Darwin Nunez, Enzo Fernandez.
I'm gonna bring up the list right now.
Joao Felix.
Joao Felix, they got a lot of money off too. My God.
113 mil was Joao Felix, but there's a whole list here. I'm gonna go.
Joao Felix, Victor Lindelof, let's not forget. Man United center back.
Yeah, 40 mil.
Exactly. And then you also have the likes of
Di Maria,
of course. David Luiz, we can't forget, was a Benfica player.
Fabio Contrao.
Yeah, he
Fabio
was.
Contrao.
Ederson was there too. Right?
Ederson, yes.
Ederson was a
And Ederson, they paid a lot of money for.
Oh my God, Ruben Dish.
Ruben Dish.
I'm trying to find it, but
But like, boys, look at all these players
they
we've
made
named.
so much money.
Think about it. All these players we named, they've all were sold for $40 million minimum.
Yeah, 40 million up.
Minimum. $40 million. I don't know.
I mean, Benfica,
Yeah.
man, look.
Financial fair play doesn't exist for them. They just make money.
The only concern I have now with like the transfer market numbers is like, you know, Benfica knew that there was going to be a team that was going to pay Enzo what Chelsea paid for him, right? They had offers probably 70, 80 million, but they knew someone's going to go over. When they know that there's a Premier League club that will dish out over 100 mil, I think that's why these prices.
I just found the
Do we have to start
so bad.
do we have to start like doing like not sort of like wage caps, but like how like other leagues and like other sports have like salary like and stuff like that?
NFL is a cap space. It's probably the best thing that could happen because in a couple you could spend all the money now. Then in a couple years you can't afford to repay all these guys, so you have to let them walk. I would love that because it's not like clubs like PSG and City. They have all the money in the world. They could do whatever they want.
Oh man, I don't. There's only so much we could do. There really is because you can't
Change everything.
You can't change everything. And it all starts from the top. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go on a quick break just to make sure that we get your weekend preview ready to go for all things soccer. Of course, we're not just going to only talk about transfers all day and talk your ear off. So we will be back in just a moment as soon as this thing wants to work. And it's setting up my thingies. And we're golden. Boom, 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 boom. Let's play it.
The board was spending money in places that they shouldn't have, and they probably should have avoided. I think they try to cover it up a lot, and now people like Andre Agnelli and Pavel Nedved are in some trouble. But I don't know. I still don't know exactly where those wages were. I hear stuff of like
I heard that the board was stealing money.
So here's the thing. So we're talking about Juventus and the points reduction. They suffered from 15 points, but just explain it like layman's term, very simple. Why is Juve suffering this consequence? What exactly did they do wrong?
So I mean, what I know is that the board was, Paul Nedved or some of them, they were actually stealing money. Well, like let's say like the money from the Vlahovic transfer, most of that money went to them, not
the club,
not to the club.
Right.
So they were, stealing some of that money, and they weren't, reporting that. So obviously they found out, and now
they paid the price.
They paid the price.
What you're saying? So what's the thing with the player wages then? What's going on with that part of the story? Because there's a story of them stealing transfer money, but then what's the story of going on with the wages? How people are saying how Ronaldo, De Ligt, and all of them might suffer.
I mean, I'm not really sure of much of the player wages part, but
So I read something about how like Juventus is still paying Ronaldo and De Ligt money, and I think what happened is they're paying them more than they could afford. So, like Steven said, there's illegal funds coming in from wherever.
Yeah.
But they got caught. I don't know how you have to keep track of that. You don't have unlimited.
It was
amount
just
of
a
money.
lot of disorganized stuff going on and a lot of sneaky stuff going on.
But now you
board.
go from second place to 13th place. You're in trouble now. You're going to be fighting relegation with injured players, an angry team that's, had plenty of struggles before, a manager that's confused. Everything's a mess there.
Basically.
Here's the thing. If I'm Juve, here's what I'm going to do. Selling all the top assets, get money, have it be youth players, and just let it ride. I'm being perfectly honest. Just let it ride. Don't focus on winning anything for a bit. stabilize yourself out, because clearly there's a big managerial and board problem at the club
Yeah.
where funds are being an issue, where we don't know exactly what's coming from where. So it's literally like we're flashing back to 2005, and they're getting relegated to the Serie B. You know, but instead of stealing money, it was match fixing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, look, Juventus, like, the most majority of these players, they're Champions League players. They're not going to stay in this club regardless. Like, I don't really...
if there's no Champions League, you're not winning the Serie A. You're not even making it to the Italian Supercoppa. Like, what are you even going to do?
All they have left is a Coppa Italia.
Yeah.
Which they play tomorrow. They might lose to Lazio, and that might be the end of it.
If they lose to Lazio, then it's honestly going to be...
Well, let's look at Juve. Who is their top assets? I want to know.
So,
Di Maria.
What do you mean?
That they could sell. That they could sell.
Most expensive.
Vlahovic.
Their most sellable assets.
Or maybe Rabiot.
They just brought in Bremer.
So, Szczesny.
Yeah.
Let's go from the goalie down. So, Szczesny. Really just Bremer. Wow, they actually are really dry in the back.
Yeah.
Why is Federico Chiesa listed as a defender? I don't know. What's going on, Foot Mob?
Well,
Juan Cuadrado maybe could get you a fee.
Perhaps, but I don't think so. He's kind
Paredes,
of old.
Pogba, Kostic, Rabiot, Locatelli are all who can get you fees. Di Maria maybe can get you a fee still. I don't know.
a little bit.
Milik, I don't think so. Vlahovic, definitely. And that's really it. Those are the only...
Vlahovic, Chiesa, Moise Kean.
Moise Kean's solid.
He's solid.
But Moise Kean, I don't think you can get a fee for him. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Why?
Is that if I'm Juve and there's going to be nothing going on for a bit, just sell. Make your money back, fix everything, and start and do what you used to do. Because Juve didn't used to be buy players from everywhere, blah, blah, blah. It used to be Juve's youth system, their academy. They'd raise players, and they would reinforce it a bit with bit part players here and there, like a Paul Nedved, like a Zinedine Zidane, and stuff like that. And even further on down the line, when it was the Del Piero era, right? They would reaffirm the team with some outside transfers, like later on down the line, like Paul Pogba, Arturo Vidal, even Andrea Pirlo, who was originally an AC Milan legend, right?
Yeah.
So they were known to be. They weren't known to be a Galactico club of always spying players. Like, that's like the facade everyone thinks they have to be now.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, and that's like sort of an underrated part, especially when it comes to the Serie A, because I'm not saying the Serie A is not competitive, but the Serie A can be a great breeding ground to whatever talent you want to develop, because it gives you that affordability. Because you can see players like, prime example, Chris Smalling, right?
Yeah.
Chris Smalling left Manchester United. He was seen as like a bit part player, not good enough anymore. Goes to Roma and has been lights out. The league allows you to develop and be a player differently because of the tempo and how it is, right?
Because Tammy Abraham.
Like Tammy Abraham as well. The league is meant to be known more as a
defensively.
It's defensive, but it's also a more beautiful league to explain, because they care about the not like the more modern ideas, but they care about the more classical part of football, of defending from the back, getting the ball forward, progressing.
Yeah.
It's not all just like
I know what you mean.
counter, tactical, tiki-taka. Like they're trying to play the beautiful game while from a defensive masterclass perspective, right? Yeah. And the prime example of what I'm trying to explain is look back to AC Milan when it was Maldini and Nesta in the back line, right? Yeah. And how they would piece passes together with having Andrea Pirlo and Clarence Seedorf and such, you know. Gattuso. Like that's the football they like to play. That's aggressive, defensive, but yet still beautiful. Right. That's the Italian way. Yeah. So
I agree.
The Serie A, I think, is going to benefit a lot though from having Juve down, because it's no longer Juve buying out the top players from all the teams. Now they're like every team is within a fighting chance of being their own. Because Juve got knocked out from the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Out of the group, yeah.
Out of the group.
They're in the.
Were they Europa League, or were they just?
They're in the Europa League.
They're in the Europa League.
I forget. They drew some random team.
Yeah, they're not going to win though because United.
They have no chance.
Yeah, United and Barcelona they got to worry about.
And Arsenal.
Ooh.
Like those three teams should be in the Champions League at this point.
Hey, they're all coming back slowly but surely. Right. Look at this season. All three teams are playing well. Barcelona sadly top of the league in La Liga.
Not sadly.
Yeah, sadly. What is it? Arsenal top of the league in the Prem. United
balling out.
top 4. I'll take it.
It's alright. We love the Europa League anthem, so it's all good.
Here's the your Europa League, like low key, like has had some more entertaining games lately than the Champions League. Low key.
The finals are always great. It goes to like a PK shootout all the time.
Can we not? Because the last Europa League final was United and they lost in a penalty shootout. Can we just not talk about that, please?
I'm very sorry.
That's why I hurt my feelings for. Now I'm like sad. No, I'm just joking. Okay. But seriously. I think from there, let's transition into the weekend games or the today games. Hey, we're live on Wednesdays, so guess what's happening today on Wednesday at 3:00?
What's happening?
I know what you're gonna say. I was gonna say Barcelona, Real Betis.
No one cares. Dude. No one cares. Okay, there's only one team that I care about. Man United. They play today. No, I'm just joking. Okay. No, but for real. Man United played today at 3:00 against Nottingham Forest. They have a 3-0 aggregate against them in the EFL Cup semifinal.
Gibbs White masterclass.
Hey, shush. Shush you. Shush. First off, let's talk about Nottingham Forest's injuries. So, I think Chris Wood caught the vid because he's listed as virus, so doubtful. Kouyate's still injured. Henderson is injured.
Jesse Lings is also injured.
Now, my question is that they obviously just signed Keylor Navas today. Is his visa in time for him to play today? No, which means United's winning because there's no goalie. Come on.
GG's.
Honestly, if I'm gonna be dead serious. If Keylor Navas was in goal, I'd be frightened. I really would be. I wouldn't know about the result.
I don't know about that.
Look at it for Costa Rica in the World Cup. Did you not see how many saves he had, bro?
7 goals against Spain.
No.
But none of it was his fault. It could have been worse.
It wasn't his fault.
Did you not see the saves he was still pulling off in that game? It could have been worse.
You're right. No, you're right.
That's why I say give credit where credit is due.
No,
But
man.
we're gonna talk about injuries. Omuyani's injured. Yates is injured. Richard's still injured. Niakate's still injured. Gibbs White is injured.
Is he? He is?
Yes.
All right, it's game over.
John Joe Shelby is injured. They signed an injured player. So smart.
Shelby.
Another COVID player with Colback. Biancone injured. Henderson injured. Chris Wood injured. And Kouyaté injured. But on the Man United side of things, it doesn't look so bright as well. McTominay picked up a knock. Injured. Luke Shaw. Virus.
Oh, how long is he out for?
Not Shawberto. No, my baby boy. No. He's just doubtful. Sancho, lack of fitness. I don't think he might make a. Maybe. I don't know. He might.
I think he could.
Donny van de Beek. Oh, poor soul. Out for the season. Feels so bad.
Could you?
Love him. Diogo Dalot. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's been playing well. I'm not too concerned. My thing is I'm worried about playing numerous games back to back to back, which might cause more injuries. Christian Eriksen ankle injury will be back until like late April, and Martial has a knock as per usual. Doesn't expect anything else.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's the fact of I'm not concerned about today's game because 3-0 aggregate. Like we can probably rotate some players out, not an issue. What I'm concerned about is the weekend game, because now having so let's look at today, Saturday next game against Crystal Palace, next Wednesday against Leeds, and then next Sunday against Leeds again, and then the Thursday following that they verse Barcelona, and then in 3 days time on Sunday they verse Leicester. So if we look within 1 month how many games Man United has, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in 1 month. And it's a smaller month too, so I forget February is only 28 days. So,
wow.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to make a point of that, like, oh, there's too many fixtures or whatever. This is going to happen because of the World Cup and stuff. There's no excuses.
Crammed.
Like, teams should have known about this, and they should be prepping for it, so I'm not going to make excuses for United. But if United comes out, like, let's say they didn't lose a single game within these next few fixtures, I'll be shocked, to be perfectly honest. Because I'm expecting, I'm not going to lie, I'm expecting a stupid loss somewhere. There's like classic United the past couple of seasons. Some stupid goal goes in, and it's like, oh, you lose. You know, that's what I'm concerned about.
You're going to lose. You're going to lose
Against
to Leeds. Yeah.
Weston McKennie.
Hey.
United States of Leeds.
Hey. If it's like an American masterclass, I will not complain. All right?
It will be.
I know there's a lot of Kuchezi here on WC 90.3 when I'm on the air. But at the end of the day, my heart is still red, white, and blue. Nah, I'm just joking. Red and black all the way. Nah, I'm just joking. No. But if it's an American masterclass, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
But today we have all of the Ligue 1 playing for some reason. Don't know why.
Really?
Who cares? But it's all okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 games today. There's how many? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 at 1 and there's 5 at 3.
Can't wait.
I mean, if you're a Ligue 1 fan, kudos to you. Today, Real Betis versus Barcelona. 2 trash cans. Don't care. Coppa Italia quarterfinal. Fiorentina versus Torino, and then Roma versus Cremonese. Cremonese. Thank you for correcting me. I don't care. No, I'm just joking. I do care. I do care. No, I do care. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I don't care.
I'm sorry. No, I do care about the pronunciation. No, but no. Okay, no. I'm joking. Okay. But tomorrow we have Real Madrid versus Valencia at 3, and then Juventus versus Lazio tomorrow at 3. Friday we have Chelsea versus Fulham in the Prem at 3 o'clock. That's gonna be a fun game. I think.
Really fun.
A really fun game.
A lot of debuts.
It's also London Derby, one of them, because again another London. Why is there so many London clubs?
It's gonna be a good game.
Leverkusen versus Augsburg. Atleti Club versus Cadiz. That's all I was really going for Friday. Saturday's a fun day. So we have Everton versus Arsenal, Aston Villa versus Leicester, Brentford versus Southampton, Brighton versus Bournemouth, Man United versus Crystal Palace, Wolves versus Liverpool, Newcastle versus West Ham. That's going to be a fun game there.
Yeah.
But like 7:30 in the morning? Really? Why do we need to have, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do we need to have 5 games at 10 a.m., but 1 at 7:30 in the morning?
Is that the Arsenal game?
Yeah, it's the Arsenal game, dude.
Oh, my God.
Like, no one wants to see Everton get thrashed early in the morning, okay?
Nope.
I got up for a Manchester derby once at 7:30 a.m., and I struggled to keep my eyes open because I was tired. It's really hard, 7:30 a.m. For those of you who disrespect American fans, we get up early to watch our games, okay? Must be nice over there. Must be nice. World Cup, we were up at 5 a.m. Must be nice over there in Europe. Must be nice. Like, oh, you're up at 10 a.m. for a game. Nothing for us. Nothing. Besides the point. For Sunday, then we have Nottingham Forest versus Leeds and Tottenham versus Man City. That's a big game. That is what I think is going to decide whether or not City can actually push for first. Especially with the signings Tottenham has recently made. Plus, especially the transfers of City with letting players go.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a really big test. And then also, the game of all games. What do you think I'm talking about? It's at the San Siro.
Oh, Milan derby, of course.
The Milan derby. Inter versus AC.
Inter's going to thrash AC Milan.
I swear to God, if AC Milan loses, I'll be so upset.
They are going to lose.
I don't want to
Man,
lose.
Look, I actually watched the game recently with
We were together.
with Luke, man,
We were doing our show
and
mode.
AC Milan looks so bad.
Oh, yeah, it was the Coppa Italia one, right? I was
Yeah.
watching it in the office with the Man
Italian
United game
Super
at
Cup
the same
final.
time.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Milan. Ever since you know what's funny? I told one of my friends a couple months ago. They're my favorite Serie A team. I told them a couple months ago. I was arguing how Milan's really good. The day I said that, they've been awful.
Oh, so you're a jinx.
I guess so.
Rude. Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Sure, disrespectful.
Inter's
But you want to know,
fine.
I think the biggest issue for them, though, is not having Magnan being injured. I think that's the biggest part.
Oh yeah.
Magnan injury.
Without him, the back line looks confused.
Tamori as well, though. Tamori's
Tamori's out.
injured.
Leao's been cold recently since World Cup. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, Zlatan, Tamori, and Magnan, I get it. They're 3 important players, but there's still no excuse for what's been going on.
No,
There isn't.
Absolutely not.
Especially with still having Teo Hernandez, with having Calabria, with having Gabia, Dest, Kalulu, Dial.
And a great manager.
Yeah,
Manager
let's not
knows what he's doing.
let's not put Poli to shame here. Stefano Pioli is an actual solid manager.
Yeah.
He's been all across the Serie A. He started out with Salernitana back in 2003. Worked all his way up to Sassuolo, then went to Chievo Verona, was at Palermo for a while, Bologna, then Lazio, then Inter, then Fiorentina, and then now he's been at AC Milan and he's been killing it with them.
Been around the block.
Yeah. I have faith in Pioli, but when you lose, like, what was it? They lost 5-2 to Sassuolo the other day. Yeah, they lost 5-2. 4-0 to Lazio. 3-0 to Inter. Like, there's no reason for these results to be that bad.
They tied Cremonese and they were down 2-0 and they came back and tied it.
Honestly, their biggest problem was the World Cup. Going on break for the World Cup just ruined their form.
Before that, they were hot. Not good.
But what's not hot is that we have to end the show today. Yes, I know, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to miss us on the airwaves. But here's the thing. Tomorrow, if you'd like to, no call to actions. From 9 to 10 a.m., It's Called Soccer, talking everything MLS. There's going to be some MLS previews and stuff going on, especially with the league starting up soon.
Yes, sir.
If you're listening to that, like I said, no call to actions if you'd like to. Not forcing you to do anything. It's all your choice.
Yep.
We're all about consent over here. If you want to do that, up to you. Go listen to them. If you like me more, then I appreciate you, but just if you'd like to, please give them a chance. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Have a good one. Oh, and don't forget, make sure you tell somebody you love them. I'll see you next time.